be an auto hoax. Auto hoax, and it feels so good. Yeah, yeah. You just ought to believe everything like I knew that you would. Like I knew that you would. In my dream, you know I ain't got time. Ain't got time, baby, for another crisis actor with soulless eyes. Ain't got no heart, ain't got no soul. Food, water, weather, maps, TV, bones, books, secrets, symbols, numbers, planets, etc. Nobody, nobody, nobody got no heart. Nobody, nobody,
Okay, we are live to auto hoax this latest WAG the dog psyop. Trump shooter number 2 missed at a golf course, and I recall Jurassic Liars drawing my attention to the golf course shooting of Trump in this video, this animated video from Iran. But this wasn't Iran. This was some guy named Ryan, major lefty this time. I think he was on TV last year with his hair dyed in the colors of Ukraine's flag. So the title of today's live stream is Trump's Wag the Dog Golf Course Shooting / Brute Force Mind Hacking. So I want to bring this up first. So brute force hacking refers to a form of hacking where they use trial and error to crack your passwords, and they just do so many attempts, eventually they get through. It's not about finesse, it's about trial and error, simple but reliable. And I feel like right now we're collectively experiencing brute force mind hacking. The dog psyop isn't working, the cat eating psyop from the Haitians, that's falling apart. They throw something else at us. And it just seems like one thing after another. It's brute force. And eventually, they get past your defenses. Eventually, you just cave in. And people can't be skeptical when they don't have enough time to evaluate each and every story. And this is just another example of, again, brute force, mind hacking, a psyop a day. I used to hear a lot of mostly new age people saying stuff like, I think there's a quickening. Does it feel like time's speeding up? People are waking up. And I kind of just wrote that off, but now that I think about it, maybe they're just sensitive to intensifying frequencies of psyops happening around specific times like elections, like right now. And just to put your minds at ease, Trump wasn't really shot at today. And we know this because look at the Time magazine for this month. It says, in trouble. And it has Donald Trump going down a sand pit in a golf course. So he's shot at a golf course, and now Time has him going down the golf course sand pit, looking like he's being shot at. This is 100% predictive programming, just like we had for his shooting on 7/13. This is 2 for 2. 2 shooting events accompanied by real-time predictive programming, or as we term it here, concurrent programming. I was also informed that Season 1, Episode 12 of The Sopranos has a scene where Tony Soprano is shot in the ear and has to wear an ear patch. So I'm looking for the exact clip, but apparently he's got an ear bandage on after being shot in the ear. Oh, here it is. Got a picture of Tony Soprano. Season 8, Episode 4. No, the 84th episode is called Second Coming. All kinds of fascinating connections to this Trump scenario. But here you have Tony Soprano with an ear bandage. Interesting piece there. So we're going to talk about this fake shooting and other things. I'm going to continue on with what we were talking about yesterday. Here's the shooter. I was noticing he's got those Dave J crazy eyes. And he looks even crazier after he dyes his hair. His name is Ryan Routh. Again, Ryan Routh. Unfortunately, he was doxxed like right away. I had kind of hoped that my accusation that it was my suggestion that it was Marcus Goldfinch would get some traction. Rep MTG says they want a video of Trump being assassinated so bad that the would-be assassin had a GoPro film to record it. This comes after Thomas Crooks tried to kill him at the rally while the world was watching. Who would be receiving the video feed from the assassin? These are not lone wolves. There is a conspiracy to murder Donald Trump. That's Rep Marjorie Taylor Greene. And speaking of Thomas Crooks, we were talking about his name, Crooks, and the other day we were alive. It was the anniversary of the death of Tupac, 9/13, and his real name, LaShawn Crooks. And we were noting these fascinating connections here with the shooting and the album Dawn, or Kill Illuminati. Laura Loomer jumped on this one. On 9/11, Time magazine posted this cover. It's a photograph of Donald Trump on a golf course with the words, "In trouble." Do they have advanced knowledge of the attempted assassination of Trump? Now, this is the alternative explanation, advanced knowledge, inside job, but why would they tell you? Why would they throw the hints, just like the Atlantic? This is why I say someone like Laura Loomer is an operative, a gatekeeper. They're not allowed to give away the game that the whole thing is rigged and fake, but they're just making this seem like it's an eerie conspiracy, eerie coincidence. At this point, nobody should be under the delusion that this is going to happen for real. The suspected assassin, Ryan Routh. Ryan Routh posted about his efforts to be recruited into the Haitian National Police. So now we have another connection with Haiti right now. And he wanted to kill Putin. He'd been to Ukraine to fight in the war against Russia, and he posted about his desire to kill Putin. So Trump would be the next best thing. I had a few screen caps from his Twitter account before they deleted it. And I waited long enough to make sure this was the guy, because you know how they like to change stuff. Now, this is interesting, too. Synchromorpheus found this. 3 days after attempted assassination, Trump shooter remains an elusive enigma. Why would-be Trump assassin Thomas Crooks remains an infuriating enigma? So who is this, or what does this mean, to say that he's an elusive and infuriating enigma? Well, Enigma happens to be the name of the Riddler. From the Batman movie, the Riddler his real name is Edward Nygma, or E-Nigma. And so you have this tie-in through the media, through the headlines, associating Thomas Crooks with the word enigma. And this goes one step deeper, because if you look at Crooks, just look at his face, and you compare him side by side to young Riddler, and it's the same guy. Thomas Crooks on the left, young Riddler, an enigma on the right. And Thomas Crooks is an enigma. This is storytelling. A lot of people think it's news, but it's actually not. It's storytelling. Trump campaign statement. We're talking about, again, this PR stunt. So the last shooting was a magic trick. This one is a PR stunt. 100% wag the dog. Nobody died. Nobody cried. He was supposedly hanging out. It's like, sounds like a cartoon. He was hanging out on the golf course in the shrubs. And the Secret Service go 1 or 2 holes ahead of Trump when he golfs to clear the range. and they said they saw the barrel poking out of the bushes. Trump campaign statement: President Trump is safe following gunshots in his vicinity. No further details at this time. I believe they said it was an AK-47. Okay, moving on. And we'll get to that and much more. A lot of NASA stuff today. We were going to talk about NASA. Oh, this too. So one of the things I said when this thing happened, I said it was probably a Swiftie. Because the other day, Swift endorses Harris. And I was talking to JL about how he suggested that Trump wins and it upsets the Harris followers, the left, and they do their own January 6th. And it occurred to me, the Swifties would burn this country down. Well, today, when I heard about the shooting, I said, is it a Swiftie? And sure enough, this guy retweeted something that said, I love Taylor Swift. And then today, Donald Trump tweeted, I hate Taylor Swift, in all caps. So what do you make of that? A Taylor Swift fan took some shots at Trump. All right, we are joined by Exploring Again, Jay Nelson, Josh Lebsock, Jennifer Reeves, Austin 108, Junders Plunkett, Truth, VJ, MC Dirty Work, Let's Go, Violet Pengon, X322. All right, we have already, is that 88 people? This chat is filling up quick. HBIC, this is where it's at. Mizelle. Diane South from D-Live. Truth VJ MC Dirtywork says uncanny. Yeah, isn't it uncanny? Time Magazine showed you Trump in trouble on a golf course. What the hell? Isabel, and yes, I will hand out your new wrench. I'll be handing these things out shortly. Yeah, that was season 1, episode 12. Tony Soprano, bandage on his ear. Joined by Symbia. Nicotramus says, another live stream. I was on beer number 1 for the first one earlier in the day. I also watched a live stream today with Fakeologist, and it was about 9/11 on Fakeologist, and had to do with the whole September clues. It's a must watch. I'll post a link to it. P Trippo 103, IB Henriksen. Henriksen says, I think we can read the room. Trump gets elected. The left reacts by burning things down like the summer of 2020. Yeah, also keep in mind the 8-4, like the date 8-4, and the number has been consistently associated with the Trump shooting scenario. And I remarked on how 7/13 is kind of a 9/13. I mean, you know, seven. September means 7, so I was like, September 13th is like another 7/13. Just kind of thinking about how they could have different ways of representing something. And interestingly, Joker 2 comes out on 10/4. Well, Oct is 8, so it's kind of an 8/4 date. So Joker 2, though, has more significance to the Trump shooting thing as well, because they were filming the riot scene in Joker 2 outside of the courthouse when Trump was arrested for 2023. That date was the 55th anniversary of the assassination of MLK. So Joker 2, assassination anniversary. Trump, this was Holy Week. Trump was being compared to Christ, if you recall all this stuff. It was also Heath Ledger's 44th birthday. Posthumous, but 4/4, on 4/4. And now we're on Joker 2, which has the second coming kind of connotation attached to it. But it's all coming to a head here. It looks like 10/4, Joker 2 has some strong significance attached to it already. And I just got a message from Violet Pengon had posted. There's a movie coming out called Take Cover on 10/4. So we're just looking at, again, predictive programming can be looked at as a way to see what they're going to put into the news. And it's on magazines, it's on movies, it's in video games. Now, as far as Trump getting elected, I don't know how to answer that one, because the programming suggests some kind of a schism, civil war, election theft. Fallout has Betty Pearson as Kamala Harris. But then you have what we talked about the other night, the Umaga versus Harris, or Kamala. Yeah, the wrestler Kamala, whose real name, his real last name is Harris. We were looking at predictive programming in World Wrestling Entertainment. Esteban says volume is low again. Okay. If the volume's low, let me see if I can fix that. And we haven't really even gone through a whole lot of information. So if I need to go ahead and stop and start again, that's fine with me. We'll just get a poll in here. How many people are suffering from low volume? Okay, let me go ahead and download this loudness meter. And I'll see if I can fix this. I'd like to take care of all this stuff here. Audio stuff in advance. It's a huge distraction. So I'll give it a moment. Okay, a number of people are saying it's low. I'm going to see if I can fix it. So we'll